Hello everyone, it's Dale here with a new video from the Trade of the Week series. In this series I want to show you how my real trading goes and how I apply all the things that I teach you in my courses. That means trade entries, stop loss placement, take profit placement, position management, everything applied in real trading. So today we are going to take a look at a trade which I took on US dollar Japanese yen last week. Let's check it out. What you see before you, this is NinjaTrader 8 platform with my custom-made volume profile and VWAP indicators, and this is a 30-minute chart of the US dollar Japanese yen. The trade that I want to talk about was based on a volume profile setup which pointed me to this support right here, and the volume profile setup went like this. There was an uptrend on the US dollar Japanese yen, this area. And within that uptrend area, there was a significant volume zone, this one. When there's a trend and significant volume zone inside that trend area, it usually tells you and shows you a place where buyers were active, adding to their long positions as they were pushing the price upwards higher and higher in that trend. So this heavy volume zone represents that place where buyers were active. As you can see, my level is at the beginning of that heavy volume zone, but not only that, it is also based on a couple more things, not just the volume profile setup. It's also based on the fact that there was a fair value gap right here, fair value gap that's from Smart Money Concepts. And in a long trade scenario, I like to trade from the beginning of a fair value gap, which is in here. This is the beginning of the fair value gap, right? That's our level. So that's the second thing. We have volume profile setup, fair value gap, and a third thing, a third reason for the trade entry was VWAP. This yellow line right here, this is the weekly VWAP. And as you can see, at the time of the pullback, when the price reached this level, the weekly VWAP was very, very close to our level. So it was another confirmation of the strength of that level. All right? So we have volume profile setup, fair value gap, and VWAP, all pointing me to this level. So that's why I went along from there. As you can see, it was a rather successful trade entry. And let me now talk about the stop loss and take profit placement, because those are also very important. It's not just about trade entries. The way I placed my stop loss is I placed it behind a heavy volume zone. So in this case, we had the heavy volume zone in here and the stop went behind it. I had the stop exactly in here, below the wick of this candle, which was the low of this little rotation where the volumes were formed, right? But the important thing is that the stop is behind a heavy volume zone, right? This being the heavy volume zone. So that's the stop loss placement. Now, regarding take profit placement, you want to place the take profit in an area where the price is likely to turn, right? So, because I went long from here, I was looking for a resistance standing in the way of this long trade. There were a couple of things here. The first thing why I quit my trade in here, this was my take profit, was that the price reacted here in the past to this level. That means that in the past this was a support because the price made that reaction here, and when the price blew past the support in here, it turned into a new resistance. So that's reason number one, price action setup, telling me that the price should reverse from here. Second reason is first deviation of VWAP. That's the gray line. The price likes to react to it, and in here the price hit it from below, and it meant that there was a second reason for the price to turn from here. All right. Now another thing here was that there was a massive heavy volume zone. Those volumes, and this also represents a strong resistance, right? So we had an area full of resistances. And that's why I decided to quit the trade there, because I was afraid that the price would eventually turn, react to those resistances and go down, which, as you can see, the price eventually did. All right. So you want to quit your trade before it reaches a significant resistance or resistances, as in this example. So right here, there was the take profit, and here there was the stop, and this was the trade entry. So those are all the reasons why I entered the trade and why I managed the trade the way I did. By the way, this level and all the levels that I trade, those are not just levels that I pick randomly from the chart, but those are levels that I actually publish to members of our trading course. They can trade those alongside me. Let me show you real quick. So this is our members area, and this is that prediction, the levels that I posted for that day. And as you can see in here, there was that level on the Japanese yen, 154.35. See, here it is, 154.35. So that's the long from that prediction table that I post for members every day. If you want to join us, you are very welcome to do so. Just go to my website, which is traderdale.com, and there you can enroll in one of my trading courses. Alright, so that's about that. Thanks for watching the video. I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy trading.